So this right here is exactly what I've been saying for a long time, and I'm glad somebody well known and respected in the industry said it. Because let's just be real, the losers are always gonna talk nonsense and make excuses as to why they're losing. Okay, and to be honest, I think that what Microsoft does is they really only care about, a lot of things that most of us don't really care about if we're gamers, right? It's kind of funny to see the amount of effort that they put into all these games and ideas that people really just don't give a shit about. And I want to get into this video because it's such a poignant video. I can't wait to do it. I'm sure a lot of you will probably agree. Let's go. I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for taking time out to check it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate that very much. It really helps out the channel when you guys do that. I do daily gaming content. I try to cover everything. I have fun with the videos that I do, right? Like, a lot of people may think I'm this or that, but realistically, I just want console gaming to survive and thrive. So, with that being said, Ybarra was talking about consoles, and he said those losings are pushing the narrative that fits them, basically taking a shot at Xbox. So, in the past few years, it's been reported, we have repeatedly heard how consoles are about to die, but the former Blizzard Entertainment president, Ybarra, not only thinks that this won't be the case, but also that those losing, mainly Microsoft, are pushing a narrative that fits them, taking a not-so-well-hidden dig at Microsoft themselves. Speaking on X earlier, the former Blizzard Entertainment president discussed Sony's approach to exclusive games, saying that it is the correct strategy to follow if you plan to win in the living room. In this regard, Sony not only knows how to make hits, but he also says that they also know how to pick from others, and that is definitely paying off. If he were Sony, Ybarra continued, he would double down on this strategy because the blood is in the water and it's all over the place. As another X-user highlighted, the narrative nowadays is that the living room is not the future and that consoles are dying. And Ybarra replied that, in his opinions, consoles will never die, and those who are losing, who are pushing a narrative that fits them, this is obviously a big old slap to Microsoft, whose strategy regarding consoles and exclusives has been all over the place, creating much uncertainty. Just as Ybarra said, Sony has always been capable of producing exclusive hits themselves while also securing titles from other developers. Just this year, games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Rise of the Ronin, and Stellar Blade had been released on PlayStation 5, making the console the one to own and to play some of the best titles launched in the past few years. Microsoft's strategy, on the other hand, seems to have almost completely disregarded console exclusivity, releasing multiple formal exclusives on PlayStation 5 and the Nintendo Switch. One of the most anticipated games launching on Xbox Series X this year, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, will only be a Microsoft exclusive for a few months, as the game will launch on Sony's console sometime early 2025. With a new console generation not too far off in the future, it's going to be very interesting to see how Microsoft approaches it, and if the company will continue to push the narrative that the time of consoles is coming to an end. So basically, the interesting thing here is that he's saying that the losing party, which is Microsoft, are going to fit the narrative that kind of, that suits them, because they are getting the literal crap kicked out of them, right? It's realistically one of those things where you look at this and you go, okay, well, honestly, what can you do, right? So you have Microsoft speak this and speak this and speak this, and honestly, the funny part is they actually have some of these people in the fandom regurgitating this nonsense, right? Well, like, here's the thing. The people that are Xbox fans are obviously Xbox console fans, right? So you have these console fans who now Microsoft has talked into believing that consoles aren't the future. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Listen, I think that people really, really kind of misinterpret, like, cloud stuff, right? And how successful this can be. And what I mean by that is, people go, oh, well, people, Blockbuster Video, right? They're old, and then Netflix came along. Listen, Blockbuster Video, they could have probably still been around if It wasn't for them being in so much debt. That's what really kind of killed them off. They had a streaming service, right? Like, you might not remember it, but they had a streaming service. So, yeah, I kind of disagree with the fact that that people think otherwise. But anyway, it's not just, something like Blockbuster or whatever. It's like, yeah, we stream, movies, and we stream music, but that's not stuff we're interacting with one to one, right? And by the way, and a large contingent right now are collecting vinyl records again, right? Like, I've had a bunch since I was a kid. My dad used to take us to this record place, and I'd get a record every other week or something. I just enjoy it. Like, they sound great. You have a physical thing. The art on the covers is amazing, man. Like, I like a lot of 60s and 70s music. People and bands thought a lot about how they would design their covers, and they're huge, and you can like even frame them, and it makes great art for around your house or whatever you want to do. But it's like, I don't ever think cloud gaming is ever going to be this huge thing that people try to get it to be, because it's like playing a game with a controller hundreds of miles away from the actual console. There's always going to be input lag. No matter how good the internet gets, there's always going to be input lag. There's always going to be issues and things like that. So with that being said, I don't think that's the way that people are going to want to play, the majority for sure. The people that do play through cloud and things like that right now, they're doing so, but they're already like part of the ecosystem. They either own an Xbox or a PC or something along those lines. So when we see stuff like that, that's kind of what we're talking about. And then, again, they're trying to go, oh, well, consoles are on the way out, so yeah, you got to put your games everywhere. Listen, Sony is actively trying to kill Xbox, right? They are actively trying to kill Xbox. Whether or not the Wukong situation is real or not, Sony buys exclusives from third parties, timed exclusives, whatever, to make Xbox look inferior, and Microsoft obviously does look inferior because of this. Okay, so yeah, when I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, Microsoft is looking worse than ever. Sony is doing a good job of making themselves look bad. Sony's making Microsoft look bad. We're all kind of in this weird kind of Twilight Zone thing going on, where Microsoft is trying to convince people that theirs is the right way or whatever, because look at the money they're making. I mean, seriously, does not anybody notice that? Let's say Sony bought Activision, right? Let's just pretend they did. I mean, their numbers would have shot up too, right? It doesn't mean that they're going to start suddenly putting all their exclusives on everything else because they have a piece of hardware to sell. If you have a piece of hardware to sell, you absolutely 100% cannot be able to kind of not have some exclusives out there for this thing, right? You've got to be able to do it. You've got to have stuff that people want to play that make your platform worthwhile. I don't care who you are. You can sit there and think that everybody is going to want to play your platform or whatever. I can promise you, people aren't going to want to play your platform if you're not offering anything specific. And, that's just the God's honest truth when it comes down to it. So, yeah, we are living in a world where Microsoft is trying to trick people for sure. At the end of the day, is that going to work? Are they going to be able to successfully trick people? I think they'll probably trick some. But for me, I don't think that it's going to work on me anymore, because, I'm kind of sick and tired of the wishy-washy stuff, the lack of anything concrete, the lack of, anything realistically. I just think that they're so kind of full of themselves and think that they can do whatever they want, and that they'll still keep some kind of, some sort of market or whatever. Like, I think no doubt they'll keep some people. There's people that are going to have an Xbox because they have like a nice digital Xbox library or whatever. But at the end of the day, that's not going to be enough. At some point, Microsoft will definitely probably end up pulling the plug on the Xbox consoles, because they're killing it themselves, right? Like, they're going to run out of old games to put on other platforms, and they just don't have the hits to justify being able to continue to make those games. So I think yeah they're in big trouble. They need to do something, and they need to do something fast. But again, Mike Ybarra basically just destroyed Microsoft's entire point. And this is probably why he doesn't work for them, right? For whatever reason, he left, and then when he was part of Blizzard and they bought Blizzard, he left again. So you could tell that there's some stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, but it's clear that he doesn't agree with the direction that Xbox is in. So let me know what you guys think. I'll link this in the description. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up. Prep Gamer out.